In my opinion, this is normal. This is a hard foul. She just didn't want her to get a shot up on the fast break, send her to the line. She's just grabbing her, holding her, so a shot won't go up, right? I've seen this plenty of times, right? Sheldon dips her shoulders in, though, right? Dips her shoulders in. Boom. At first, it looked like she kind of went down and tucked down her shoulders to truck, but this is okay. This is okay. But she.
The recent basketball game featured significant on-court tensions that escalated into a notable confrontation between players Sophie Cunningham and JC Sheldon. The incident has generated considerable discussion among fans and analysts regarding player conduct and team dynamics. The altercation began during a fast break situation when Sheldon attempted to advance the ball after securing a steal. Cunningham executed what appeared to be a standard wrap-up foul, a common defensive strategy to prevent easy scoring opportunities by forcing free throws instead of allowing an uncontested shot. This tactical fouling approach is frequently employed in competitive basketball.
Said that situation was on the referees. Because if the referees had just done their job earlier in the game, Sophie Cunningham doesn't have to try take one for the team. Sophie doesn't have to take one for the team. Sophie doesn't have to feel like she needs to get revenge on JC Sheldon. Sophie doesn't have to be an enforcer if the referees just ejected JC Sheldon when they should have ejected her. It is not the standard that was set. And by the way, if the Marina Mabry one was an ejection, that's an ejection.
However, the situation intensified when Sheldon lowered her shoulders and drove forward with apparent force, creating additional contact beyond what the defensive foul warranted. While some initial contact was expected, Sheldon's aggressive response to the fouling attempt seemed excessive to many observers. The momentum carried both players to the floor, where the confrontation escalated. Following the fall, tensions reached a boiling point as both players engaged in physical contact. Cunningham maintained her position and appeared to control the situation, while Sheldon responded with continued aggression. Additional players became involved, with one teammate attempting to intervene physically by making contact with Cunningham's neck area, resulting in that player's ejection from the game.
Went in for the contact. So Sophie was trying to hold on to her, still had a good grip on her, pulls her down, but it looked like Sheldon was kind of doing a tad bit too much, man. Doing a tad bit too much. Ends up falling, and now we're going at it. Look at this. Now we're going at it. Sophie was waiting on it. Now, I thought the chat was playing when they told me Sophie had a black belt. I'm like, wait a minute, what?
The incident revealed Cunningham's defensive capabilities and composure under pressure. Reports suggest she possesses martial arts training, which may have contributed to her ability to maintain control during the altercation. She demonstrated restraint by not escalating to more serious physical confrontation while still asserting her position. Sheldon's behavior throughout the game raised concerns among spectators and commentators. Her aggressive approach extended beyond this single incident, including questionable contact with other players during various plays. This pattern of conduct has led to discussions about unsportsmanlike behavior and the boundaries of competitive intensity.
That's ejection. I actually don't even mind. But the referees can't now say that's an ejection when that is less than the Marina Mabry one. Like, that is less than the Marina Mabry. There's less contact there. It's less dangerous. She didn't get blindsided. The referees have set the precedent that that is a flagrant one. You can't do anything about that. Let's not forget, Caitlin Clark clawed, and then Marina Mabry got away with doing this. That was only a single technical foul. That wasn't even a flagrant.
The confrontation highlighted team loyalty and protective instincts, particularly regarding star players. Cunningham's actions were viewed by many as defending her teammate from what was perceived as unnecessarily aggressive play. This protective dynamic reflects the intensity of professional basketball rivalries and team chemistry. Both players received ejections for their involvement in the incident. The officiating crew determined that the altercation had crossed acceptable boundaries, resulting in disciplinary action. The ejection served as a reminder of league standards regarding player conduct and physical confrontations.
JC Sheldon gets up. Let's look at this other angle, man, because I have it in this one. JC gets up, comes to Sophie. Look at Sophie. She's waiting for it. She's waiting for it, fam. And then I see why Allen got kicked out. Allen went for the throat. Allen went for Sophie's throat. Literally have her hand on her neck right there. Oh, my goodness. But she's focused on Sheldon. So she reaches
Fan reactions were mixed, with many supporting Cunningham's defensive stance while criticizing Sheldon's aggressive approach. Social media commentary reflected strong opinions about appropriate competitive behavior and the role of enforcers in professional basketball. The incident occurred during a broader context of competitive tensions between the teams involved. Previous interactions between players had created an atmosphere of heightened rivalry, contributing to the eventual confrontation. These ongoing tensions suggest that future matchups between these teams may require additional attention from officials.
Blindside of Caitlin Clark, not even watching, hitting her on the ground. The referee said that is a technical foul. So to Sophie Cunningham, they cannot eject her. They cannot eject her. And by the way, I think Sophie Cunningham probably deserved to be ejected too. Sophie, JC Sheldon, and Marina Mabrey should have been ejected. The three of them should have been ejected.
The game's outcome favored Cunningham's team, though the on-court drama overshadowed much of the actual basketball performance. The incident became a defining moment that will likely influence future interactions between these players and teams. Analysis of the confrontation reveals different perspectives on competitive boundaries and appropriate responses to physical play. While some view aggressive defense as part of the game's intensity, others argue that certain behaviors cross into unsportsmanlike territory. The incident serves as a case study in professional basketball dynamics, demonstrating how quickly competitive situations can escalate and the importance of maintaining composure under pressure. It also highlights the protective relationships that develop within teams and the lengths players will go to defend their teammates.
For Sheldon grabs the back of her head. Is Sophie handling both of them? Oh my goodness. It looked like Sophie might have one hand on Allen, the other hand holding on to Sheldon's hair or the back of her head. Oh my goodness. Yo, then Sophie just holding her like, what you gonna do? What you gonna do? Oh my goodness, fam. I mean, literally.
The situation was completely justified regarding what happened to JC Sheldon, with the broadcasting team providing accurate commentary throughout the sequence of events. Commentators noted that Sophie represented the only player willing to respond if present during the altercation. The foul committed by Sophie Cunningham warranted consideration for a flagrant 2 violation, particularly given the contact around the neck area, followed by JC Sheldon rising and Sophie immediately confronting her with physical contact. While this action merited a flagrant 2 designation, the inconsistency arose from Marina Mabrey's earlier unpunished behavior. The officiating crew failed to maintain consistent standards throughout the contest.
Genuinely, 3 players should have been ejected. There's no way that the referees come to any other conclusion. There's no way the referees can say this is more than a flagrant 1. Even though it might be an ejection. This might be an ejection. And then she also grabbed her afterwards. If you want to call 2 flagrant 1s on Sophie Cunningham,
broadcasting personnel correctly identified the root cause as referee mismanagement. Had officials properly handled earlier incidents by ejecting JC Sheldon when appropriate, Sophie wouldn't have felt compelled to act as team enforcer or seek retribution. The inconsistent precedent became evident when comparing incidents. Marina Mabrey's earlier action, if deemed ejection-worthy, established a standard. Officials couldn't suddenly elevate enforcement when Sophie's contact involved less severity and danger, without the element of surprise that characterized Mabrey's hit.
Literally. Just holding her and talking to her. Just giving her a good talking. Just giving her a good talking, man. Oh my goodness. Now, honestly, I think this is a rivalry, man. This is a rivalry right here. Especially when I get to talking about what happened with her and Caitlin. I'm going to make that a whole different video because it's just so much to talk about right here alone.
Officials had already established through Mabrey's incident that such contact constituted a flagrant 1 violation. Caitlin Clark absorbed a hit. Then Mabrey's subsequent action received only a technical foul despite blindsiding Clark while she was down and not defending herself. Given this precedent, Sophie's ejection became questionable. Ideally, 3 players, Sophie, JC Sheldon, and Marina Mabrey, should have received ejections for their respective actions.
Go do it. If you want to call 2 flagrant ones on Sophie Cunningham because she got her around the neck twice, that's fine. But, like, they've set a precedent. Like,
the officiating crew couldn't logically conclude Sophie's action exceeded flagrant 1 status, despite potentially warranting ejection. Sophie's subsequent grabbing motion could justify dual flagrant 1 calls if officials chose that route, but consistency demanded adherence to previously established standards. Predictions suggested Sophie's ejection was likely, with J.C. Sheldon's departure certain due to accumulated flagrant violations. Officials could assess Sophie a technical plus flagrant combination, though ejection seemed probable.
Like, they both got ejected. Both ejected. And not only I, but the chat as well was saying, yeah, we think Sheldon was in the wrong on this one. Because it's just a take foul. It's a take foul. What you getting so mad about? What are you getting so mad about? That is a pure take foul, man. But honestly, I think Sheldon is unhinged.
These confrontations have generated extensive social media discussion, criticizing league management approaches. Fan responses overwhelmingly question current player safety protocols and competitive fairness standards. Public discourse increasingly focuses on whether similar treatment would occur in comparable professional sports organizations. Broadcasting data reveals concerning trends regarding viewership dependency on specific athletes. Recent competitions without Clark participation showed 55% audience decline, demonstrating concentrated commercial reliance on individual performers. This dependency amplifies concerns about allowing aggressive tactics that could potentially eliminate key entertainment draws.
I think they're going to reject her. I think they're going to eject her. I think they're going to toss Sophie Cunningham. I actually think they're going to toss Sophie. Like, obviously, J.C. Sheldon's gone. J.C. Sheldon's already committed flagrant 1. She's gone no matter what. If they want to call Sophie for a tech and a flagrant, cool. But I have a bad feeling they're going to toss Sophie.
Lindsay Allen's involvement complicated matters further, as she appeared to make contact with Sophie's neck area during the altercation. Allen's actions also warranted ejection consideration under consistent application of established standards. Ultimately, officials ejected Sophie via flagrant 2 violation, while J.C. Sheldon received ejection through dual technical fouls, the most lenient ejection possible rather than a traditional flagrant-based removal. Allen remained in the game despite her participation, creating further inconsistency. Her subsequent confusion and argument with officials highlighted the chaotic nature of the situation.
Sheldon is unhinged, man. She was out there slapping Caitlyn in the face. Come on, fam. Like, dog, what are you doing out here? And honestly, Sheldon is scrappy. I give it to her. She can play some defense, moving her feet. And I was going to give her credit playing Caitlyn tight on one of the plays. On that play before she slapped Caitlyn in the face. I was going to give her credit. But then you slapped her. Like, what are you doing? What are you doing out here? Sheldon, man. Sheldon is sneaky. She's sneaky.
The core issue remains simple. Ejecting Mabray initially would have prevented the escalating sequence of events that followed. The entire situation devolved into complete chaos due to inconsistent officiating standards and failure to control the game's physical intensity from the outset. This sequence represented absolute disorder in game management, with officials losing control through inconsistent enforcement of rules and standards throughout the contest.
Like, the commentators are calling out the WNBA. Like, this is... I've never seen this. The commentators are literally saying the refereeing is bad for basketball. Like,
Recent developments in women's professional basketball have highlighted significant concerns regarding player protection and consistent rule enforcement. A series of physical confrontations during competitive matchups have exposed systematic issues within league oversight and game management protocols. Notable incidents emerged during competition between Indiana and Connecticut teams, centering around aggressive contact targeting prominent rookie talent. Initial confrontations involved facial contact from J.C. Sheldon, followed by a substantial body collision from Marina Mabre that resulted in a player being knocked to the ground. These episodes mirror previous problematic encounters involving other athletes throughout the season.
She's sliding right into that dirty player atmosphere, man. She's sliding right into there, man. Some of her antics. And of course, you know, she fell on Sydney Colson's leg. And it's like, dog, all right. Okay, Sheldon, what are you doing out here? So this right here, man, oh my goodness. Sophie, I think she was waiting on her, man. I think she wanted a piece of her so she can calm her down, man. And honestly, holding
The pattern of targeting specific individuals has become increasingly apparent, raising questions about whether such behavior represents coordinated strategy or individual actions. Observers have noted similarities to earlier confrontations involving players like Dejanai Carrington and Kennedy Carter, suggesting a broader cultural issue within competitive play. Physical escalation reached a peak when Sophie Cunningham engaged directly with Sheldon, resulting in both athletes falling to the court surface. Cunningham's response appeared motivated by frustration over earlier unpunished incidents affecting teammate performance and safety. The confrontation intensified when clear declarations of continued physical engagement were made.
I've never heard anything like this before. I've never seen anything like this before. Like, I can't believe it. I cannot believe it. And also, again, why are they taking so long? Why are they taking so long?
Game officials demonstrated inconsistent penalty application throughout these incidents. While certain players faced ejection for reactive behavior, others involved in initiating aggressive contact continued participation without consequence. This selective enforcement has generated substantial criticism from multiple stakeholders. Coaching leadership faced scrutiny for insufficient advocacy during controversial moments. Head coach Stephanie White received criticism for not providing more visible support when players encountered targeted aggression. Many analysts suggested that coaching staff should demonstrate stronger protective instincts toward team members facing questionable treatment.